Samaran, guys. So this past Saturday, the 27th, my brother and I were attending a men's conference. So we were lucky enough to get invited and to speak on certain topics. Um, let me just read some of the topics that were addressed. On it was a long, it was like 4.5 hours. So my topic was around raising boys to men. My brother's topic was, I think, a 9 to 5 hustle, the job, type of space. But there was, again, domestic harmony, there was sexual health, there was longevity in business, there was being self-employed, there was executive coaching, there was financial planning, mental health, starting and running a logistics company, there's buy to let, there was running a commercial farm. So there was a lot of different topics, and I'm saying different people talking on the different topics. Yeah, guys ranging from engineers to doctors to pharmacists to you name it, they were there, And I got there fairly late because I was watching a rugby game. I was watching Cares versus Jeppy on Saturday. Shout out Cares. Well done to the Cares boys. They won. Well done to Jeppy. You guys put a really good fight. So that's a video for a different day. So after the game, I then obviously went to the conference held in Kempton Park. Beautiful estate. So I'm driving in there, boom gate. I'm driving in. Making a figure, guys. Yo, the cars. You name them. I'm not even a car guy. I know nothing about cars. Man, you bigger over G-Wagon, Oma Maserati, Oma Ban, Oma. I want like fancy cars. You can see that all these cars are like 2 million and above, So I'm like, sure, but the caliber of guy that's going to be there, and I get there and I'm actually it's like probably about 30 different men. If I had to think about it, like in one of the guys' homes, another beautiful home. Yeah, I went in Mali, guys, and we were outside in the lawn with the lights, and they'd made nicely it and the vibe. But like, again, there was food, there was drinks, and everybody had a chance to talk, and it was done in a beautiful circle where the guys were engaging with, obviously, a chairperson who was running, or an MC, however you want to mention it, who was running the show. And it was so crazy because I'm sitting there, like I'm already in awe of this beautiful place, beautiful cars, amazing things. And I'm looking around and I'm like, these are old men, like not old like our president's old, but like the average age had to probably be, let's say, 48. I was definitely the youngest person there. I'm 35. And the second youngest person there was my brother, and he's 38. Excuse. So again, I'm looking around and I'm sitting there and I'm listening to these topics, and each person, and I got there and they're talking about depression, and they're talking about mental health. Again, I'm talking about Amachita who are about 48, 50, 55, probably the oldest being like 65, 70. So think of Obaba or Obaba Mngani, that I would say, and I'm like watching and I'm listening, and they're talking and it's getting heavy, and I'm just sitting and I'm just listening because I know Gutimaitis is going to come, we have to, but they're engaging and they're talking about depression, and I'm watching grown men cry. I'm watching grown black men cry. Sorry, I should have said that. It's just a random, yeah. Anyway, I'm watching and I'm going, what the fuck is happening? And they're talking about depression, and everybody's standing. This guy's talking about this depression, and then they're talking about their wives and how their wives are cheating, and this guy's wife was cheating with what. And I'm listening and I'm going, there's no, can't be. And then another one's talking about his business that failed, and one who got fired and now can't be struggling for it. And I'm sitting and I'm going, Majid, no. You cannot tell me that the same challenges that a 20-year-old is having, 25-year-old has, a 30-year-old black boy has, a 35-year-old, a 40-year-old, 55-year-old black men driving Mercedes-Benz are still crying about the same thing. They're still crying about the financial pressure. They're still crying about mental health. They're still crying about the fact that their wives are cheating on them. They're still crying that they're so detached from their kids. They're still crying. I was like, no, guys. No. I'm like, it's so blessed that now we have an opportunity to talk and have these discussions, because now they are at least crying in the doctor's office, So they at least are 10 steps ahead versus a whole group of people who aren't, they don't even know where to go, But it hits the importance of Tina as Abantu Amnyama coming together. Black men, black women, black and white people just coming together and having these conversations, because clearly there's a huge problem. I'm watching grown-ass businessmen, grown-ass doctors, engineers, crying tears because they're struggling with everyday challenges. They're struggling to be able to communicate with their partner. They've been divorced twice. They're struggling to maintain the image financially. They're saying, hey, I got fired. I don't know how I'm going to pay for a bond. I don't know how I'm going to pay for school fees. I don't know how I'm going to get. All of these pressures are on me. All these pressures are on me. I don't know where to go. I'm detached with my kids. My kids are 20 years old. I don't know how to talk to them. And I'm sitting and I'm going, fucking hell. Like it got deep real quick. And I'm sitting there, and obviously I get a chance to talk about raising boys, and my whole approach based on watching, because like I already had my stuff prepared, but I changed it, and I was like, guys, like, it's not that we need to parent our sons, we're not parenting our daughters. We need to parent our younger selves. We need to heal. We need to heal. We need to find ways. This is great. This is a great start. We need to heal. I need to, as a pension, think back and go, actually, lento yaqala because 12-year-old pension hasn't healed. 12-year-old pension still feels insecure. 12-year-old pension is still scared. 12-year-old pension is still feeling he's inadequate. 12-year-old pension, let me heal him. Let me heal him. I believe my way of parenting, and you can call it a type where you can judge me. It's okay. I get it. We're different. My way of parenting is I try and parent my sons based on how I wish I was parented. So I look at the challenges that I'm facing as a 35-year-old man, and I'm saying, okay, Sharp, if this guy were to parent Upensin on a 12 to prepare him for the world in 2024, whatever the case may be, how would he go about that? How would he break it down? So for me, when I talk to my kids, like, I don't solve their problems. I say, hey guys, use your brain, because I know in future, that's what they'll need. They'll need that. I put them in very difficult situations. I let them fight. I let them wrestle. I let them play rugby. I let them shoot guns. I'm trying to show which they also have to bring out that masculinity, But at the same time, my kids eat Cocoa Pops and marshmallow and Nutella and soft onion, because again, that's the world that I understand, which you need to be well-rounded. You need to understand which, as much as was at the same time, you also need to understand which, let me heat up my malva pudding and have some custard with it. Yeah, understand? So funny below balance. And I'm talking to these guys and I'm saying, the big problem that I'm hearing is that we haven't healed. The big problem is that we're facing the same challenges that the 20-year-old version was facing, the 25-year-old version was facing. We haven't solved those guys' problems, So if you had to give a 20-year-old advice, how would you go about that? How would you go and guide 20-year-old you? From a business point, from a financial, from a job point, from a relationship point. Konomunyu Baba, who was talking, and he said, the biggest challenge that men have is they don't know how to differentiate between a wife and is fair, a bitch, and the way he said it was so emotional. You could hear in his voice, this guy has actually walked this challenge, and he's saying, you can't see the difference, because again, you think when you're in your mid-20s, nah man, I know how to pick out, because you look at the slay queens, the 23-year-old slay queens, they dress the type of way, so a 23-year-old hoe, no offense, is dressed the type of way, she moves the type of way, she pops bottles, she's so it's easy. You're like, no man, that's a hoe. Yeah, twerker, goes to these clubs, that's a hoe. How do you pick out a 36-year-old hoe? they don't move like a 23-year-old hoe. They don't. They don't carry themselves. They're not in the same places. Their Instagram doesn't look like where she's showing nipple and showing ass. At 36, she knows she's learned. 10 out of 10. She's got a great job. She drives an amazing car. She has her own place, but she's still a hoe. You don't just magically stop being a hoe, guys. You must understand. It's like like a naughty person. A person just doesn't become stoked. A person was stoked from when they were a child. So if a person was a hoe for 10 years, it doesn't just burps, bye, hoe. No, I'm graduate out to the next level of hoedom. So Tina coming in, trying to get married, how do you differentiate? Because these sisters know how to move. And this guy was talking about it and it was just so powerful, So I put up my hand, I was like, okay, no, Sharp, you seem like you've got a better handle of this. You seem like you are more knowledgeable, than obviously me and younger guys. Are you going out of your way to teach us? Because the biggest problem that we have as a black community is that we don't have any succession plans. We don't. We don't know. That's why black business is one generation and it dies out. There's no succession plan. There's nothing. So Tina, we go, we become these big, we start, okay, unama basi or unama funeral parlor, and then the next generation blows the money because there's no succession plan. You can't just magically think that someone will figure it out. No, that's not how it works. You have to teach them. You have to teach them. We have no fucking succession plan. Think about it, even in politics. The top ANC guys, they're not grooming the next younger guys. We're not seeing and going, oh, in 10 years' time, that's going to be the president. In 20 years' time, there's no one that they are grooming. There's no one that is being groomed. Think EFF, take away the top 3 guys, or Josie, or Floyd, take Julius away. Who's there? We don't have a succession plan. We don't have it in our families. We don't have it in business. We don't have it in politics. As black people, we struggle with the succession plan. Why? Because we hold on to this power. We're like, no, don't compete with me. No, we need to teach the next guy. When we went to Orania kept on saying that line that we've heard a million times. You need to make sure you plant the seed that becomes a tree, that the shade of that tree, the fruits of those trees will be enjoyed by generations to come. You won't get to sit under that shade of that tree. You won't get to eat from that fruit, but you need to plant the seed in order for the next generations to keep going. I've been blessed to be part of Muslim communities, Jewish communities. I've seen all these communities where they literally look at it like that. They have interns. Thina sinayo lezo zinto lezo, guys. Izinto that we're learning from them. From them. We're no longer grooming the way that we used to, like our great-grandfathers. We don't know. We don't know what the next steps are. So we're kind of figuring it out and we're just clashing. We're clashing. And I'm saying to them, I was like, it's great that you guys in your late 40s, 50s, whatever, are sitting together. God bless you. But there's 20-year-old, 25-year-old, 30-year-old, 35-year-olds who are struggling. Yes, that it's perfect. You guys are healing. But the education. I stood there and I was like, I'm 35. You guys are teaching me how to swim now? You guys are teaching me how to swim now? Why couldn't you teach me when I was 5? Why couldn't you teach me when I was 10? You guys want to teach me now? You guys want to teach? No, you can't do that, guys. That's why I'm here talking on this channel. I am far from perfect. I don't have all the solutions. I probably have none, actually. But what I'm doing is that I'm sparking these conversations. That's what I'm asking for. I'm saying, guys, let's have these conversations. I'm not saying listen to me blindly. I'm saying let's have these conversations. If I'm wrong, respectfully say, no, Ntanga, I think you missed it here. This is how I would look at it. Or you say, hey, bro, respectfully, this is my own experience. I spoke to Banban, and then let us grow. Where are these women's clinic where our younger sisters between the ages of 16 and 18, they're sitting and they're discussing. Between the ages of 19 and 23, they're sitting and discussing. Between the ages of 24 and 30, they're sitting and discussing. Where are these women conferences where, Mama Badala are teaching, Kanji, come. Usisona at 25, her job is to mentor a 16-year-old. Usisona at 35, her job is to mentor a sister on a 28. Take away ego, Take away ego. These guys are successful, but they're saying, hey, I'm struggling. Akusakho mali ke usukhala usu-depressed, usu-morosed. Yeah, guys were saying deep things. It is serious. Could say I go home, my thing doesn't get up. And I know that my wife is getting smashed by other men. But what must I do? That boy, he's bought the wife a Range Rover. They live in private estates, but the wife is getting dick from other men because they're not depressed. All these challenges are sitting on him. He doesn't know where to go. When he tells the next door neighbor, bamhleka. Hey, bamhleka. Hey, fethu mzwile unjabulo fethu hey unjabulo yeah ngamboni hamba ngale ma BM. Uyawakweleta kanamali. I was watching on Twitter a couple of weeks or months ago when DJ Sbu was talking around his financial challenges. People were laughing. Lapo the broke as well on their side. But they were laughing. Now, as a black man, there's no place where we can go and be vulnerable. And saying, guys, and it's killing me. And again, as a form of a defensive mechanism, that's why I go and I wear Louis Vuitton or something. Because I'm so vulnerable, I'm so scared. I'm scared that you guys are going to see how broke and how weak I am. So let me put on this Gucci so that it looks like it's my bulletproof vest so that no one... That's what we do. That's what we do, guys. The reason why cops carry guns is because they're also scared. They wouldn't just go to drug dealers' homes and what. No, they're like, hey, Fango bulletproof causing so protector. Fang participant causing so protector now. It's those things that I'm watching these guys. I'm like, that's why you guys are driving these loud cars. That's why you guys are dressed like this. That's why you're living this loud life. Because you guys are hiding so much insecurity. I can relate with that. I understand that. I tell people are like, hey, bro, why do you train so hard? Why do you love fighting? I was like, because I'm scared, dog. I'm like, if I wasn't scared, I would sleep with my door wide open. If I wasn't scared, I'd never get a gun. If I wasn't scared, but because I'm scared, I'm fearful that criminals will go and attack my family, steal what we have. I'm fearful that financially I won't be able to afford this. So I work double as hard financially to try and provide. I'm fearful, we all are. But let's be honest with that, guys. Let's be honest with that, and let's have these conversations. Because I'm saying to them, the problem is that you guys aren't having real conversations, and your kids are being raised by Instagram and social media and these YouTube things where it's just nothing but bullshit, and people aren't saying the truth. People aren't saying the truth. So now you've got a whole generation of people who are being fed lies, and they think that this is what it is. They think, it's so simple. I start a business, get all this money, get them hoes, Rick Ross. Aye, boo. Call business, hey, baba, you will figure size. Figure my sheriff's office, tattoo a motor, repossess everything. Can't parents be depressed, still about suicidal. This is happening on the daily with people that you think are your role models or your mentors or whatever. It's happening on the daily, and you guys are not having these honest conversations. Yo, guys, it was deep yesterday. It was very, very deep, and it just re-energized the fact that I need to work harder in starting my workshop. I need to do more talks. I need to do more conferences where I organize. I go to different schools. I sit with the grade 11s and the grade 12s, and I say, look, guys, I'm talking about this and this and this. We're talking about academics, we're talking about life after school, we're talking about this, and we're having discussions. It's not a one-way street because I'm not that guy who thinks they know anything. We're having conversations. I'm talking from my walk. If I can bring in other people to also talk, figure me coming with a couple of sisters who I can also guide, let's do that. Let's start with schools. Then again, open conferences for workshops for guys between the ages of 19 and 25, for argument's sake. Are you feeling stuck? Are you feeling this? How's adjusting to the work life now? Maybe you post varsity or you never got an opportunity. How do we go about that? How do we manage that? It woke up with, we still need to do a workshop for Machida who are in their 30s that think they've got it made, who are getting married now. So many of my friends are getting divorced. Bashata in their late 20s, so they're divorced now in their mid 30s because we think we know. We think we know, so we go into things guns blazing, thinking we know. We've never been there before, and we don't have strong mentors to guide us. It's not good enough having one voice. You need to have multiple voices so that you can actually bounce off ideas from different people of different walks. Maybe when ukhule emakhaya, mina zange ngikhule emakhaya, guys. So when ukhule emakhaya, so your challenge, your mind frame is totally different from mine. Maybe you grew up with a mom and a dad who was very involved, so your experiences are different from mine. So there's so many things. Growing up in the city, and we need to understand. So once we're all in a room and we start bouncing off these things from each other, hey, this is this. Hey, how do you think about this? How can you view this? How can you? All of a sudden, I was cool. I say, oh snap! I can learn from that person who comes from Etzanin. Oh, I can learn from that person who comes from Durban. Oh, I can learn from that person who comes from this. I can learn from different walks, and I can apply it in my life. I can apply in life. And then what's most important, as I get this information, as I get this fruit and I'm eating, I'm making sure that the seeds in that fruit I plant for the generations to come. I make sure I'm already educating the younger kids. About no 5, about no 10, would say, guys, this is how it works. This is what business looks like. This is what relationships look like. This is what family looks like. This is what responsibility looks like. And I'm ready. And I'm not doing it by myself. I've got uncles, I've got friends who are also plowing back. And the sisters on the other side, they're doing the same thing. They're doing their own women's conference. They're doing a girls' conference. We're doing boys' conference, men's conference. We're doing Makereka conference. And then we come together and we say as a community, this is what we've learned from each other. This is where we potentially are missing each other. This is how we can come together and assist each other. Hey, what's this are tired of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hey, Kantamachita 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The guys are speaking about GBV. And they're speaking about from a purely man's point. They're talking about GBV from a purely man's point. So you must understand, it's not that Twitter shit that you normally hear. It's a Machita owning up to things and saying real things. And you're sitting there, you're going, fucking hell. This is deep. Guys are talking about girls, a Masai chick, and these are old ntangas. 23. 55. Oh, baba ngibuka nje lo muntu ozoyikhuluma into yakugcwala umlomo, and you go, wow. Like I'm sitting there, for like the first hour, I'm like, just like trying to take as much information as I can. Because again, when you're in that space, you drink from that well as much as you can. When you're with the wise, you shut the fuck up and you listen. You borrow other people's ears to listen. You make sure that nothing slips. And then for me and my personality is the little that I have, the little that I picked up, how can I go and I plant back? How can I go and I make a video so the people that weren't there know? So, gentlemen, you guys know what these things like. Does that actually happen? I thought it was just a social media thing. There are things like that happen. And it's the top guys that are doing these things. So they're learning from each other. We're missing these things. And when they're going to become successful, they're going to help each other. And it doesn't come back to us. And that's where it's so important. We need to have these succession plans. So as much as people DM me, 23-year-olds that are DMing me, 25-year-old, 30-year-olds, 50-year-olds that are DMing me, talking about certain things, I appreciate that. I truly do. But my question to you is, are you also planting seeds into those that are younger than you? And say, hey, look, I've made these mistakes. Hey, look, maybe I let my body go. I'm 25 and I'm really, really overweight. Go to Intonena 15 and say, hey, I can see you're a bit chubby, boy. Look at me. I'm a oompa loompa. And if I, at your age, started working, played sport at school, made sure that I played in my local soccer team, I might not have been in this position that I'm at. If I actually sat down, but just listen in class. Try homework. You don't have to do too much. If you just listen in class, don't sit at the back, sit in the front. Maybe that might just change everything. That might be the difference between you getting a 43% versus you getting 55%. Just going from away from your chance in the back to sitting in the front, right in front of Ikalela mem. And you want all those things. When you're 24, are you teaching the younger kids? Because it's great for us to interact and you learning what you're learning, you picking up what you're picking up, but are you going and plowing it back? And that was the whole thing. Hey guys, this men's conference. I know it was crazy. Absolutely crazy. I felt super privileged. I'm very, very grateful of the opportunities that I'm having. Guys, please, please, please engage me. Engage me in my DMs. I know I might not respond as quickly as you'd like me to, but I really try and engage. Again, I try and respond to as many comments as I can get to. Mkumbule, guys, I've also got a life outside of this channel. So I try as best as I can to engage as much as I can in different spaces. But with that being said, shout out to all the members. Again, I'm just humbled. I think we're up to 10 now. So how much is that? 10 times 20, that's 200 random. Yeah! Hey! Sing rich. Sing is umama. So again, I'm humbled at the fact that guys are really coming out of pocket and are contributing to the channel. I truly, 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 truly appreciate. We had spoken about having a WhatsApp group for the members. Again, that is priority number one when it comes to this channel. Just one way we can again talk about topics, unpack a bit further. Just like a added value, because value never cocoa 20 rand. So thank you so much. Guys, like I truly, I know sometimes it comes across good. I might be a bit rough around the edges. I might not pick my words as best as I could. Sometimes it does come across that I'm going against our sisters. I love my sisters. I do. The ones that know me know that I'm really a nice guy. But I'm just concerned, and I just want us to all do better. So if you haven't yet subscribed, please hit that subscription button, watwati, hit that notification bell, share this video far and wide, comment respectfully, comment. If you disagree, if you want to add, please guys. I love the engagement, I love the interactions. But with that being said, have yourselves a fantastic day. Sharp.